Yeah.
Have you ever tried to go?
Oh, just here. I thought it was my house.
Only cold open sky and tired tramping feet, small hope to spare that soon they might walk free. Now there's a boy sat at another grave. He must be brave now that his father's gone. His daddy tried to find another way, but the landlord came to sing eviction songs. The rope was strung, he didn't suffer long. No mass graves in this new Ireland, no more. No hidden tombs or crosses etched in bone, for the bodies scatter all around us on street corners and hang in lonely rooms of desolated homes. No company for these ghosts, they fly alone.
And thanks to everybody who's come tonight. And really, our first thoughts should be with the families of these people and those that are left behind when something as tragic as this happens. Now, I live on Whitwood Road beside the Royal Canal, and I look out my window every morning and there are tents, several tents. People are living in tents. And what kind of a country are we living in when people are living in tents and it's become normal? The other side of this is I work in a school in Crumlin where we send our young students off to La Crivienne restaurant around the corner, which charges €150 for a meal per person, €150. So there's money in the country. And what I want to say to people here tonight is that we should be taxing those people who are extremely rich, and they should be providing the homes for these people that are dying, that are actually being murdered by the Irish state. That's what's happening. When people die on the street, when 7 people have died in the last 3 months on the street, it is not normal. It is not like any other country. So we need to say to these people who are eating in La Crivienne tonight on €150 meals, that there are people in tents that you couldn't survive in. It is the tent that man died in was a tent that you'd put up at an electric picnic when you were so drunk you needed nowhere to sleep. That's what he was living in. It is not possible to survive at -1 degree in these tents. And we need to wake up those politicians who's sitting over there, Owen Murphy, the Minister for Housing, which is not working. Nothing he has said has worked. And we need to say to them, wake up and face up to the problems that we're having in this country. Not because of these people. It is not their fault. And as for Eileen in the department, who thinks somehow that they're responsible for their homelessness, she needs to cop herself on. They are not responsible for this. It was the recession and it was the property speculators that caused these problems. We have overcrowding in our hostels. We have 7,000 people on the housing list or on the homeless list. We have 3,500 children in hostels. And it is time for people to stand up and say enough is enough. So I would urge people to say that, get around, the coalition for the housing and things like that, so that we can offer the support for these people, so that we do not see another Corrigan or another man that died in Gonzaga College again on our streets. So, thank you.
Well, we're going to sing a song now that goes all the way back to the 1916 rebellion. And 101 years after that rebellion, I think everybody here probably agrees that James Connolly would be turning in his grave to think that this was the Ireland that he fought for and died for. This is not the vision that he had. And I think some of us here are fighting tooth and nail to try and recapture some of his vision, and let's keep it up. It's an absolute tragedy what happened this week. It's so cold. It's just so cold. Like, every time I step outside of my house these days, I feel sorry for myself. And I can only imagine, the idea of trying to sleep on the streets in this kind of weather it's not something my imagination can even stretch far enough to imagine. So anyway, this is not worth much, but we're going to sing a song now. This is The Foggy Dew.
'Twas down the glen one Easter morn, to a city fair rode I. There armed lines of marching men in squadrons passed me by. No fife did hum, nor battle drum did sound its dread tattoo, but the Angelus bells or the Liffey swells rang out through the foggy dew. Right proudly high over Dublin town they hung out the flags of war. Well, 'twas better to die 'neath an Irish sky than at Subler Sodal bar. And from the plains of Royal Meath strong men came hurrying through, while Britannia's Huns with their long-range guns sailed out through the foggy dew. And down the glen I rode again, and my heart with grief was sore, for I parted then with valiant men whom I never shall see more. And to and fro in my dreams I go, and I kneel and pray for you. For slavery fled, oh glorious death, when you fell in the foggy dew.